What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a shopping haul as well as a what's in my bag, specifically in relates to dark academia books. So I ended up getting a few books from owlcrate recently, which have finally arrived, along with one of their boxes. I've never done a box from them before, but I was very excited because it actually has pieces that were inspired by If We Were Villains, which is one of my favorite all-time books ever. And with this being the dark academia season of reading, I just thought it would be fun. Also, I ended up getting a new summer bag, so I just wanted to show you guys what's in the bag because it's just fun and I just am nosy and I love looking at other people's what's in my bag, so I figured I would do my version of that today. And then I will also show you a couple of books that I got from Barnes & Nobles. If that sounds like it's something fun and enjoyable for you guys, then definitely stick around. It's reading time here at JBay's Corner. So it is later in the day since once the intro was actually filmed, but the reason I did this is because I was waiting for a very special package to arrive today to be a part of this unboxing, and it is from none other than owlcrate. I absolutely adore owlcrate, so I'm super excited to share these books as they are all within the dark academia family. And then I also have some Barnes & Noble's books to share, as well as a just for funsies, because I'm a nosy little girl and I like to know what's in everybody's bags. I actually happened to pack a summer bag today, so I decided I would share a what's in my bag too. So it's a mix of book haul plus random what's in my bag, which also happens to include the books that I'm currently reading this week, which will then transition into hopefully later on a what I read in a week component of the YouTube videos. So that being said, I realized I haven't introduced myself. My name is Jaya. I am a book lover. I have an addiction to books. I'm also one of those unfortunate people that does like to collect. It's not the healthiest trait for sure, but I love my beautiful books in my special edition. This is my happy place. I love being surrounded by these books. I love reading them, and I love cultivating my own library. So if you guys are into books and just seeing like the curation of that collection, then this is also a component of that. But basically, this channel is all about books. And if that sounds like it's up your alley, then definitely consider sticking around and hanging out with us. And if it's fun enough for you, consider hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell later on down the line. I put out videos every Wednesday and Sunday on bookish related content. For those of you that are returning, thank you so much for being here. It is an absolute pleasure to have you here as part of the community. It means the world to me to be able to build this community with you guys, and I love the comments and the support and just the kindness that you guys all show by being here every single day and just supporting this channel. I just think that books are one of those things that just allow us to experience so many different things and allow us to bridge so many different gaps in life and experiences and just help us grow as individuals. And it's just so much fun to share that and enjoy that with such a diverse group of people. So once again, thank you so much for being here. I love every single one of you, and I truly appreciate you joining me in this bookish journey. So without further ado, let's start the haul video. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys is actually the 3 books that I recently picked up from Barnes & Nobles. For those that don't know, I am currently doing a dark academia themed month, and this is actually my favorite genre of book, I would say, followed very closely by the romanticies and the October season books, and then probably holiday season books from there. I also love all young adult books. I've recently discovered that I enjoy sci-fi, and I also recently discovered that romance can be very fun as well, depending on the book and the author and the depth of the book. So, you know, it's just been a very wonderful year of reading for me, but I can honestly say that dark academia has my heart. I just love the prose that's usually in these books. I love the fact that there's a murder mystery that's happening because I love a good thriller and I love a murder mystery, but I also love the academic vibe and the experiences these students are going through in college settings. And then I also, of course, love the romance too. So I just feel like dark academia is perfect for me because it's a little bit of everything, and atmosphere is everything in dark academia. So this is a dark academia specific haul, and again, a dark academia specific month. So those are the books that are going to show up in this video. The first book that I ended up picking up was In These Hollowed Halls, which happens to be an anthology, and I am so excited just because of the authors that are included in this. So we have Olivia Blake. Olivia Blake is the one who wrote Master of Death. She also wrote the Atlas 6 series, and that series is also, I would say, dark academia vibes, dark academia adjacent, not quite dark academia, but still very close, which was absolutely enjoyable. And this author just is such a lovely author. It is a pen name as well. She also has another name she writes under her real name, which I forgot what that was. I do apologize. But she also does a lot of young adult novels as well. But definitely look up Olivia Blake if you're interested in checking out her works. ML Rio is my personal favorite. He's the one, I don't actually know if it's a male or a female. Oh my gosh, I'm talking about my favorite author and I don't know if it's a male or a female. I'm so ashamed of myself right now. I will look that up and post it in the commentary below to show that I know. But ML Rio also happened to write The Graveyard Shift as well as If We Were Villains. And If We Were Villains is probably my favorite book of all time. I love that book. And when I remember reading it and just being like, what is this world? Because that was my first experience into dark academia. And I fell in love with the genre because of ML Rio. Susie Yang, I have not yet read, but I've heard good things about her works in the past. David Bell and TJ Ellison, I also haven't read, but I'm very excited to kind of see what these authors have to offer. And then there's other authors that have also been included in this work as well. So I'm just really excited to see all the little stories that are going to be in here. And I'll read the back to you guys because it's just too much fun not to. It says, enrollment begins now. In these stories, dear student, retribution visits a Lothario lecturer. The sinister truth is revealed about a missing professor. A forsaken lover uses a seance for revenge. An obsession blooms about a possible illicit affair. 2 graduates exhume the secrets of a reclusive scholar. Horrors are uncovered in an obscure academic department. And 5 hopeful initiates must complete a murderous task, and much more. So I'm just so excited to go through this book and just read these short stories. I'm so pumped. So I was excited when I found this book at Barnes & Noble's and I couldn't wait to get my hands on it. The next book that I ended up picking up from Barnes & Noble's was Ace of Spades. Again, I've heard wonderful things about this book. This is actually a young adult dark academia novel written by Farida Iyamide. I don't think I pronounced that correctly at all. I do apologize for butchering that name, but I've heard wonderful things about this book. From my understanding, this is a little bit like dark academia, secret society, prestigious schools with like cliques and all that kind of stuff. So a little bit of everything in this book, which I'm very excited to read. I'll read the back to you guys here. When 2 Niveus Private Academy students, Devin Richards and Chimaka Adebayo, are selected to be a part of the elite school's senior prefects, it looks like their year is off to an amazing start. After all, not only does it look good on college applications, but it officially puts them in the running for valedictorian too. Shortly after the announcement is made, though, someone who goes by Aces begins sending anonymous text messages to reveal secrets about the 2 of them that turn their lives upside down and threaten every aspect of their carefully planned futures. As Aces shows no signs of stopping, what seemed like a sick prank quickly turns into a dangerous game with all the cards stacked against them. Can Devin and Chiamaka stop Aces before things become incredibly deadly? So I'm so excited to be reading this book in the future. I do think that this one just sounds like so much fun. And actually, when I read the back of this book, I definitely felt like dark academia, but it also very much reminded me of the show Pretty Little Liars. And just to age myself, like I was in college when that show came out, like end of high school, beginning of college. And I remember absolutely adoring that show. And like Lucy Hill was everything to me at that point in time. So I remember watching that show and enjoying it. And when they talk about in this book, back cover, that Aces is literally sending out secret messages, I felt like it was in reverence to A. And of course, with it being a competition between the 2 of them, secret society vibes, unclear as to whether or not there will be murder, I just felt like I had to pick up this book and enjoy it for the dark academia vibes. The next book that I ended up picking up at Barnes & Noble's was An Education in Malice. This is by S.T. Gibson. If you guys remember, I had actually said in a previous video that I was interested in getting this book, and then I never actually jumped on it. But this was actually recommended to me by a Barnes & Noble's employee, and I take their reviews and their recommendations very seriously because these are definitely book lovers who work at these stores. And so I was like, I must check this book out. Let me read the back to you guys. Deep in the forgotten hills of Massachusetts stands St. Perpetua's Women's College. Isolated and ancient, it is not a place for timid girls. Here, secrets are currency, ambition is lifeblood, and strange ceremonies welcome students into the fold. On her first day of class, Laura Sheridan is thrust into an intense academic rivalry with the beautiful and enigmatic Carmilla. Together, they are drawn into the confidence of their demanding poetry professor, De La Fontaine, who holds her own dark obsession with Carmilla. But as the rivalry blossoms into something far more delicious, Laura must confront her own strange hungers. Tangled in a sinister game of politics, bloodthirsty professors, and magic, Laura and Carmilla must decide how much they are willing to sacrifice in their ruthless pursuit of knowledge. And I just think that sounds like such a fun book. I mean, professors who are involved, magic systems, it just sounds like there's going to be so much involved in this book. And it definitely sounds like when they say bloodthirsty progressions that there may potentially even be a murder that we'll be solving. So very curious to see where An Education in Malice will take me, and very excited to jump into this S.T. Gibson book. That does bring me to the end of the Barnes & Noble's specific component of the haul. So from here, we're going to jump into the owlcrate component. Now, this in particular was really fun for me because I love buying books from owlcrate, illumicrate, fairy loot, all of these places that do the beautiful, beautiful special editions of these amazing works. However, the thing that I loved about this particular haul is I actually ended up buying a box. Now, a box includes all the little trinkets and things that they normally send with you and what you can choose to subscribe for on their subscription plans. So I thought I would check out this dark academia version that owlcrate has put out and just see what is in there. I did read in the description that it actually includes something that was inspired by If We Were Villains, which I had mentioned before is my favorite dark academia book. So I'm very, very excited to see what that box has to hold. So let's jump into that next. So this is the first book that I ended up picking up. Now this is not the special box, this is just a book in this box. So let's open it together. I did end up taking the packaging out just because I didn't want to have to deal with it while I was trying to open the books themselves. But let's see if I can't pull out this lovely book. Maybe. Come on, buddy. And then they actually sent a little card too. It says Immortal Dark Page Overlays. So these are the pages that go inside of the book, which just sounds like so much fun. I've never actually done that before. So I'm very curious to see what is included in this beautiful package. So let's open this up first. Oh no, tore the paper. That was sad, guys. That was actually really sad. Oh, wow. So let me like hold these up in the light. So that's one. And I'm guessing you can also place it this way, depending on which direction you want them to be. Then we also have this beautiful overlay as well with everyone just eating together. Those are so pretty. And I just think they're absolutely stunning. So those are the two inlays that came with this book. Then all the books come actually like shrink wrapped as well. So getting into this is kind of like a pain, but let me just quickly open this up. I do have some scissors here. So let me just lightly poke a hole. There we go. And that way we don't ruin any of the beauty of the book either. So this one is Immortal Dark by Tigist Girma. So here is what the cover looks like on the front. On the back, it says, "No soul can enter the Uxley without an invitation." So I'm guessing that's the name of the school that these kids are going to. And then it says Immortal Dark with the name on the side. In terms of the inside, there is no secondary cover for this book. So this is the only cover on this book. And then of course we have the inscription on the inside. So this one says, "A lost heiress, a soulless vampire, a secret drenched in blood. It began long before my time, but something has always haunted our family." Hunted our family. Orphaned heiress Kidan Adane grew up far from the arcane society she was born into, where human bloodlines gain power through vampire companionship. When her sister June disappears, Kidan is convinced a vampire stole her, the very vampire bound to their family, the cruel yet captivating Susenyos Sagad. To find June, Kidan must infiltrate the elite Uxley University, where she must survive living with Suseños, even as he does everything he can to drive her away. It doesn't matter, the Suseños' wickedness speaks to Kidan's own violent nature and tempts her to surrender to a life of darkness. She must find her sister and kill Suseños at all costs. When a murder mirroring June's disappearance shakes Uxley, Kidan sinks further into the ruthless underworld of vampires, risking her very soul. There she discovers a centuries-old threat, and June could be at the center of it. To save her sister, Kidan must bring Uxley to its knees and either break free from the horror of her own actions or embrace the dark entanglements of love and the blood it requires. So this is a debut novel. It is a one book only in this novel. So I thought that was kind of fun too. And here is the front of the book. It says The Mad Lovers, and then you have the dripping coming down on the actual, I want to say lemon, but it could be an orange as well. Just absolutely stunning. And then here is the back of the book with the silver filigree. And this says, ask anything. If it is within my ability and my rule, I will give and hold no contempt afterward. But if you break my rule, I will break you into 1,000 souls and punish each reincarnation 1,000 ways. And here is the beautiful, beautiful painted edges. Absolutely gorgeous book. And I can't wait to read this book as well as set those inlays into this beautiful, beautiful copy of the novel. And then I also just want to share the inside, like, oh, gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. And then I can't remember if this one is signed. It is. So this is a signed copy of this book as well. And it also comes with a lovely letter from the author herself, which is just absolutely so amazing and so sweet. And I love that owlcrate does that. And they actually have the author include a little note. It just makes it that much more touching and that much more personal. And that is the first book that I got from owlcrate. Okay, so the next box is actually more exciting, which is this owlcrate Dark Academia box. So you can actually now get a Dark Academia themed box from owlcrate if you want to, which comes with little cute things as well as the physical books itself. And on each of these different items that it sends you, it actually gives you a description of what it is, as well as the title of the book and what the book is about. So in my humble opinion, I think we should always start with the book. So let's pull her out. This is Boys with Sharp Teeth, written by Jenny Howell. And this is also, from my understanding, a standalone novel. I don't believe this is a series. So that was also part of the reason why I thought it would be fun to get this particular box. Sometimes I find it a little frustrating when you have to get a series, especially as special editions, and they're not sold as a set because you're waiting for the new book to come out. Because it's not always a guarantee that the companies will do the rest of the books. So I always prefer to either get series as a complete set or to get books like this, which are standalone. So this one is called Boys with Sharp Teeth. And it says here, in this book, 17-year-old Maren James has spent her entire life living in the shadow of the exclusive Huntsworth Academy. And when her cousin's dead body is found in a creek on school property, Maren knows exactly who's to blame. Adrian Hargraves and Henry Wu, the enigmatic, dangerously alluring leaders of the school's social elite. Swapping her ripped jeans for a crisp prep school skirt, Maren infiltrates Huntsworth to seek justice, but her quest is quickly muddied by a confusing attraction to her new life and to the two dysfunctional and depraved boys who somehow understand her better than anyone ever has. When Maren uncovers an otherworldly secret the boys are hiding behind Huntsworth's ivied gates, the lines between right and wrong, love and hate, and nightmare and reality begin to crumble, and nothing is as it seems. Welcome to Huntsworth Academy. So here is the cover that the book comes with, which is just absolutely gorgeous. And it says on the back, Memento Mori, Didesco Mori. And then if you open up the actual cover, you also have an alternative cover on the inside. So this is the alternative option, should you want it. And it says on the inlays, not all nightmares stay in dreams. Some follow you to waking. And it says, I wish my dreams didn't have such sharp teeth. And so that's where that is coming from. Then we also have this beautiful, beautiful edition. Look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? Oh, it's so pretty. And it says here, unlearn death and you'll finally be alive. And it says all of us deserve to burn. which is just stunning. I love the violin on the back here too, and the details with the skull and the roses coming out, or not the roses, they're a different kind of plant. Here is the inside. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. Just absolutely gorgeous. And then here are the painted edges. It almost looks like an old printed piece of paper. It says on the side, death is the easiest thing in the world. On the top, it says non-deficient. And then on the back, on the bottom, it says non-debilitare. Not really sure what that means, but beautiful, beautiful, beautiful copy of the book. So now let's see what this stunning edition book also happens to come with. Actually, before we do that, I'm just going to check and see if we have a signed signature in here, because I always love when they do that. So yes, this one is signed, and it comes with a lovely note from the author, which just makes it that much more special, that much more fun. So that was the book that came in the box. Now let's see if we can't find the other items. So it looks like the first thing we got in this bag is a tote bag. So let's pull this tote out and see what we're working with here. Sorry for all the noise, guys. I know that's really irritating. But this one says beauty is terror, and it actually seals at the top, which is just so cute. And then it says Hampton College on the front. And it has these like beautiful faux leather straps, and then the beautiful gold hardware with the button. Very, very cute. So let's see what we're working with here. So it says this is based on The Secret History, which is what I was thinking. Oh my gosh, so excited. So the Hampton College tote bag is based on the classic story, The Secret History, which was obviously written by Donna Tartt. That is also another one of my all-time favorite dark academia books, like really, really delving into the psychology of a human being and how quickly we can unravel without the right guidelines. This is just so cool. Like, that is incredibly cool to have this and to actually know what book it relates to. So much fun. The next item I am seeing in here looks like a little journal. So let's take a peek. This is the Locking Journal. And it is illustrated by Vera Dramanovsky, and it sounds like it was supposed to be based on Babel, which I've also read. That was written by R.F. Kuang, who I also love. Also, I found that every single book that she's written has been so unique and so different. Each genre is very unique, and I just think that's so cool. So in this novel, it is a lock-based novel, so you can actually hold your secrets close and dear. It does appear to be made with like a very soft, squished material. It says on the back, we're here to make magic with words. So here is the back, and it almost looks like the Babel outline on the front of, or sorry, the back of the journal, and also on the front of the journal as well. And then it says, the future is unwritten, which is just so cool. Pardon me. It also comes with the lock instructions as well. So if you did want to set your lock code and everything and actually use it in that capacity, you can. The next item that came inside of this box is a very cute little folding mirror, and it says Dorian Gray's folding mirror. So obviously inspired by the picture of Dorian Gray, which is just so cute. And on the back, it actually says this folding hand mirror will capture your visage, but only for the moments inspired by the picture of Dorian Gray. The back of the item features a beautiful Victorian style florography painting by Marble and X Art, while the front of the mirror shows a quote designed by Divine Literary. The mirror can be used as a traditional hand mirror with a straight handle or as a mirror that stands by itself once folded. Its handle will create a stand upon which the mirror sits. Oh, that's kind of cool. So let's check out this mirror, guys. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh my gosh. So yeah, you can actually have the mirror held up like this, and it's just, oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. That is stunning. This is like my desk vibes, by the way. You guys are looking at what I'm seeing on my computer. But here is the actual mirror, and then it says on it, to define is to limit. And then here is the handle. The back is absolutely gorgeous as well. Look at those roses. And then if you were to fold this, you can actually have the mirror stand as well if you need it to. So just props up just like a little mirror. How cute. Okay, I'm definitely obsessed with this, and it'll definitely be going into one of my handbags for sure. So that is very exciting. So cute. In fact, we may actually put it into the handbag that I have packed for myself today because it would work. Then there's a little pen set. This is inspired by the Sholomance series. For those who haven't read that series, it is hilarious. It's by Naomi Novak. That series was amazing. I ended up reading all 3 books and just falling in love. I don't remember the second book. The last book was The Enclaves. The first book, I want to say, was... I think the second book is Graduate. And then the first book was Education or something like that. But anyways, the Sholomance series is absolutely incredible. Definitely worth the read. And it says in Sapienta Umbraculum, and that's the front. It's a nice little leather or faux leather pouch. It has the eye, the Sholomance eye in the back. And then here is the stunning pen. This actually has quite a bit of weight to it as well. And then it just twists up like you would expect. And this is like great quality. This is a solid pen, guys. I am very impressed by the quality of this pen. So she will definitely be hanging out with us for the foreseeable future. Next up, we got some delicious tea. So this is a caffeinated tea flavored with whiskey-inspired flavors and tears. Interesting. This tea blend has been inspired by Dead Poets Society and lovely crafted by At Riddle's Tea Shop. Now, I have not read the Dead Poets Society, but I should probably pick that book up at some point. But here is the actual tea. And then it says the property of the Dead Poets Society on the back, which is just so cute. And it says Welton Carpe Diem tea, and it says Welton Academy on the front, and it says an owlcrate exclusive, which is just so cool. The tin is actually really nice quality. Look at that. Oh, and it smells delicious. Oh my God, that smells delicious. I'm very excited for this loose leaf tea because honestly, I firmly believe a good cup of tea and a good book is all you need, and you're set for life, honestly. And I think with the winter, I definitely prefer teas over a hotter beverage over a colder beverage. Like I prefer like an iced coffee or like a cup of water even sometimes, or like an Olipop or something like that during the summertime. But for the winter, tea and dark academia, oh, I am here for that vibe. Last but not least, this is what made me buy this box. This is the If We Were Villains tea set. Are we excited? I'm excited, guys. I am so freaking excited. Let's do this. Oh, yeah. All right. Oh, and it comes packaged beautifully. So it comes in this box. It already has the lovely top cover on it as well. The teapot and the tea lid come packed together. And then on the side, you have the lovely plate. Ooh, look at that skull. It's so pretty. For those that don't know, this school, they talk about Shakespeare a lot, hence the skull is just so perfect. So perfect for that vibe. I 100% support the choice of using that. And then here is the actual teapot. So it looks like this is perfect for one serving for a person. I probably will continue to pack it the way that it came packaged, basically meaning that everything stays protected, because I think I would be devastated if I broke this teapot. I really do. And I have some fancy teapots in my collection, but I think this one may trump it all and take the cake just because it's based on If We Were Villains. And it says, per aspera ad astra. And that is a quote that is actually said in the book itself. Oh my God, this is so pretty, guys. It's so freaking pretty. Okay, so it comes with a single serve teapot. So here is the interior that you would put your tea in. So it's the actual steeper. And it has that continued motif of the roses, the shield for the school, and then just the beautiful, beautiful gold and black. And then we have almost like a Japanese style teapot where it is that clear colored teapot that you would use to brew. So just settles in like that, and then here's our lid, and there's your little teapot. Oh my gosh. And guys, this cup, I think I could cry. Look how pretty that is. And the crown. They talk about Macbeth, they talk about King Lear, they talk about Hamlet, they talk about all the classics in this book. Ah! Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Okay, so let me just show you how it all sits together so you guys can see what I am seeing. Like, holy, 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 holy gods. Like, owlcrate outdid themselves with this. So beautiful. So imagine having that with your Dead Poets tea and having your beautiful pen with you with, I don't know why you would need the hand mirror, to be quite frank, but that's okay. And your little tote bag with all your journal supplies and everything else in it, and you're just hanging out, reading and writing notes. It's a vibe. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. I am so impressed by how beautiful this tea set is. All I can say is I'm actually very impressed by how well imagined this box is. So again, to recap, we have the lovely tote bag that you get your journal with that you can throw inside of there. And you also have your pen that goes with your journal. And then all of that to say that this book that you also receive in this box, which is Boys with Sharp Teeth, also fits into this tote. So you could literally carry your journal, your your pen to take notes, your book, and everything in your tote bag. Then you also have your little handheld mirror. So if you just need to spruce up on the way, you have that ready to go. Your lovely tea. And then of course, my personal favorite part of this, the If We Were Villains inspired teapot set. So very, very, very impressed with this owlcrate box. And I definitely see myself potentially subscribing to the Dark Academia box in the future. This was very, very cool. So hats off to owlcrate. I mean, they outdid themselves. I'm very impressed. And then again, to recap, the second book that I ended up getting from owlcrate, it was Immortal Dark, and that has the inlays in it now. I basically split them between the midpoints of the books so that they can be nice and pretty inside of the novel. Maybe if it decides to actually sit inside where I need it to. There we go. A little bit better. We'll work on those page inlays later, but looks absolutely stunning. So that is the owlcrate portion of this video. Now the rest of this video has absolutely very little to do with books, and definitely more of my crazy eccentric side where I just like to do the little bit of random here and there in the videos. So if you want to hop off at this part, I totally understand. I just wanted to say, if you were new here and you made it this far, thank you so much for being here once again. And for those of you that are part of the reading community already, my lovely, lovely subscribers, I can't thank you enough, because I truly wouldn't be able to create this bookish reading community without you guys. And I truly believe in the back and forth commentary that happens with every video that we watch. And I love having conversations about this with you guys. And I'm just so thankful for every single one of you. Now let's get into the random part of this video, which is basically the what's in my bag portion. So the bag in question is this guy right here. I love a good raffia tote. These leather straps I actually ended up getting off of Etsy to put around the handles because the full raffia was a little much to carry. Now this bag is quite heavy. It's absolutely beautiful though. I love the white finishes on it, and I love the gold hardware. And this bag packs a punch. So here we go. The first thing I have in here is my keys. I like having all of my keys in one place and ready to go. So I have all of the stuff that I could possibly need to get in and out of the house, to get into the mail, all of that good stuff. So I love a good key clay. Now this part's really fun. I ended up getting some perfumes that were inspired by another one of my favorite romantasy/fantasy series, which is none other than Sarah J. Maas's Throne of Glass series. So this is the Man in Perfume by Wonderwick. The Wonderwick Candle Company is available on Etsy, and they do scents from all of the Sarah J. Maas books, as well as some other scents as well, I believe. So if you're interested in checking them out, definitely do that. This is the Manon scent, and it's plum and light musk. It's absolutely gorgeous. Let me actually spritz some of that. Why now? Why not? why not? And it goes on kind of dry, which is what I love about it as well. It doesn't leave you like super, super moist and wet, which is great. I'm actually gonna, so there's 2 pockets inside of this bag. And then I also have like a handbag organizer in here. Now, full disclosure, I did end up taking this bag to my in-laws place. And whenever we go to my in-laws place, like they're so amazing. They serve us an amazing meal. And then on top of that, we end up usually just like hanging out and catching up. And everyone's just been so overwhelmed and so busy lately with a bunch of travel, job changes, wedding planning, all kinds of guests coming by the house that we haven't really gotten a chance to hang out as a family lately. So we definitely wanted to do some games and just chill in the afternoon. So I actually took some of my favorite card games. This is by a company called Grandpa Beck, and he does amazing card games. Definitely recommend checking them out. They're super easy to learn and they're fun for the whole family. And they're great like lullaby games, ways to like end the night. They're also great like ice-breaking games as well, because it keeps everyone on their toes and the score consistently changes, and it's just a fun game to play. It's very unpredictable where the game is going to take you. So the first game is Skull King. We absolutely adore this game. This is pirate themed, and it's basically a betting game, and you're going to be making bets based on the cards in your hand, and you're going to play rounds 1 through 10, with the first round just being 1 card and the 10th round being 10 cards. And each time you get more and more cards, the stakes on your bets also become more and more intense. And then you score points throughout each round. At the end of the 10th round, you kind of score the winner. There's also cards in here that can throw people off their game when unexpected, because there are 2 cards that completely destroy the way that the hands are played, and one of them that actually makes the hand completely void. So that also makes this game pretty fun. The next thing that I have in here is Reign of Dragoness. This is actually the game we chose to play today. This is a great game that is strategic and fun to play and fast play as well. You play 5 rounds in total with this game. You have 13 cards per round, and you're basically creating sets, runs, as well as single card options that have to be followed by the next player. So you're creating patterns basically. And then based on who gets out of their cards the fastest, they score points. You score points for being first, second, and third in this game. And then at the end, after the 5th round of playing, you score who has the most points, and they're the ones that win. So even if you don't win every single round, you still have a chance of winning the game if you end up scoring points in between, because you have the least number of cards in your hand after the first player that initially goes out. The last card game I have in my bag is Toils and Troubles. Not gonna lie, I haven't played this one yet, but I did see a bunch of YouTube videos on this, and it sounds like it's a ton of fun. Also kind of a pattern recollection game, but basically you have a trove in the middle, so you have cards set up in the center that are open, and you basically have to manipulate that trove as you open new cards from the face down deck to manipulate them and collect as many cards into your own personal trove as possible. The more cards that you collect and you actually win as a hand, the more points you receive at the end of the game. This can be played 2 to 6 players. This requires at least 3, and this one also requires at least 3, and all of them can be played up to 6 to 8 players depending on the game. The next thing I have in here is a handy dandy pair of sunglasses. I ended up taking some of my favorite just like plastic frames today. I love these sunglasses. They're just so easy to wear on, and they just look so lovely on your face. They're not too loud or obnoxious, and it's just perfect for a sunny day, especially in the summertime when you never really know what kind of glare you're gonna get depending on the time of day. So I love having a good pair of sunglasses. Next up, I have in here my wallet. So this wallet is super old. I've had this wallet forever. I think I bought this wallet when I was 18 or 19 years old, after I got my first job and my best friend and I started our tutoring company together. Back then, we no longer run that and we no longer have that, but it was just a really fun, clever idea. And it was fun to get this because it was my first solo trip that I did with my best friend, and we went to New York and ended up getting this in New York, and I absolutely love it. It fits everything you could possibly want inside of this wallet, and I'm obsessed. I am 100% obsessed with this wallet, and I just think it fits the moon and back, which is great. Next up, scrunchie. Always have to have a scrunchie. I have a scrunchie in every single one of my bags. I don't care where I'm going. I need a way to put my hair up because 80% of the time I want it down when I leave, and then similarly, another 80% of the time after I've been outside for more than 10 minutes, I need to put my hair back up. So that's just me. We have some snackety snacks because you never know when you're gonna get hungry. So this is a nice little pack of trail mix. I have my headphones in here. Never go anywhere without at least a set of AirPods just because I love listening to music. I also do Audible a lot. So even if I'm just physically reading the book, sometimes having the words in my ear also help me just tune into the book more and creates more of an atmosphere. And then music. Music is always great to listen to. Phone calls, if they come through, it's easier to just have the person in my ear. So I just always love having a pair of earbuds, which are pretty self-explanatory. I don't know why I gave so much detail about that. Next up, I have in here a little pouch. So this is just like my go-to carry pouch. I have in here a couple of feminine products, which I'm not going to show because you don't really need to see them. Hand lotion. I think it's really important to always have moisturizer for my hands in particular because I do use a lot of hand sanitizer and wash my hands a lot because of my job. And so my skin tends to get very dry and cracked. So I love having hand lotion. I also have in here a couple of toilettes. So this is actually from when I went to India. I saved these. I absolutely love them. They're just little towels that are scented with like rose scents. And I just think they're so great for like a freshen pick-upper. And if you just like need to wash your hands or wash something on the go, it's just nice to have. Then I also have in here a roll-on scent. This is by Fresh Essentials. This one lives in this bag. The other perfume that I showed that potentially may not come with me depending on what I'm wearing that day, but this is always in my bag. I feel like every single bag has to have at least one lovely scent in it just in case I need it because I hate smelling. It's like my biggest pet peeve. I can't do it. My best friend's dad is actually in wholesale perfumes, and so ever since I was like 16, can't do it. I also have some chapstick because you can never go wrong with chapstick. And then last but not least, I do have some hand sanitizer. Now these are ridiculously expensive and they are really not necessary. Pammy is another brand that does a similar style and also builds their hand sanitizers in like this type of case. And it's not $15 per piece. It honestly comes out to about $4.50 to $5 per piece. So definitely recommend checking out Pammy. But the reason I love this particular Touchland one is because I ended up getting them as a set at the time and I just love the lavender scent. So this stuck with me. Also, waste not, want not, I guess. That's kind of where I'm at with those. But there's definitely other options out there should you want to look for them. So you don't have to go for like the most expensive option that is there. Just saying. Unlike me, because I'm a loose cannon like that. I also have in here a little pre-packaged toothpick because again, you never know. And I just like having something to clean myself up if I need to. Almost broke this, that was fun. So we're gonna put that back inside here along with the hand lotion and she's all packed up and ready to go. So she stays in this bag. Also in here, I have my agenda. So this is my travel agenda. I do my to-dos in here. I also like to have my budgets in here, my grocery list is in here, my to-do lists are in here, my notes are in here, and then I also jot down any important things that may be coming up. So just as a flip through, I love like getting these little personalized planners, and then I just love how cute and girly everything is in here. Like just love the little notes sections and these inserts. I got them all from the Pretty Planner and the Clever Planner, and I absolutely love her inserts. She does it for all sides of agendas. So any agenda, whether it's personal, pocket size, A5, A7, she does do different kinds of inserts for these agendas. I also ended up upgrading my agenda loops because it used to be just 9mm and this is now, or 8mm and this is now 16. I ended up getting this from Gileo and it finally shipped in. Actually changing these out was super easy and it's just been so much more convenient that way. And then I know if you guys have this agenda, it's almost near impossible to find a pen for it. So I will link this pen below, but this is a super, super tiny pen that just slides into that pen hole so easily, and I just adore the fact that it actually fits inside of this agenda. Then, oh, I also have my book tabs in here. So if I ever want to like just do some annotating, I have that ready to go as well, which is just a nice little perk to have inside of the agenda. Next up inside, I have my collection of pens. I just feel like you can't go anywhere without pens in hand. You never know if you have to sign a check or if you have to sign a receipt or if you want to jot down notes, whatever it may be. It's just nice to have that pen. So this is my go-to pen. I'm obsessed with these pens. I did accidentally damage this part, which I'm a little sad about, but these pens write beautifully. They are fine tip pens and they're by Pilot, and it's the Precise V5 RT. Then these are a couple of aesthetically pleasing, just basic black ballpoint pens from Erin Condren. I absolutely love her supplies and how they write, so definitely enjoy that as well. And then last but not least, getting to the bookish component of this, I have the first book that I'm reading, which is Magic for Liars. This one I'm doing a physical read in combination with Audible at this time. I am currently on chapter... What chapter am I on? I am on chapter 21 currently. And I can honestly tell you it has been such a good book. Mayhem, murder, craziness, everything you're looking for in a dark academia novel, she got it. She got it good. I'm genuinely enjoying this book. You have betrayal, you have long lost sisters reconnecting, you have not forbidden, but like unexpected romance in this book. And then you have murder mysteries, you have bullying, you have magic systems, just all kinds of coolness. So definitely recommend this book. I'm about 2/3 through this book and I can't wait to finish it. Hopefully we'll be able to get through it the rest of today. Then I also have my Kindle because I didn't want to carry around the physical copy of this book. I am currently also reading A Study in Drowning. This book I am only doing a physical read of. I'm currently on chapter 9, which is about 44% through the book. I know a lot of people loved this book by Ava Reed and they're obsessed with this novel. Please tell me how you made it through the first part. The prose is beautiful. The setting is gorgeous, but nothing is happening. And it's 9 chapters in, and I'm 44% of the book through, and I'm just like, I want the fairy tale story to start, and it hasn't started yet. So please tell me when that starts, and if I should continue reading this book. I don't anticipate myself DNFing it, but I'm definitely leaning more towards finishing Magic for Liars than this book. But I have heard that A Study in Drowning, as well as Theory in Dreaming, is absolutely amazing, so I hope to be able to complete both of the books soon. I'll also show you guys this insert that I have in here. This is actually from Amazon. I just think it's so nice. It fits absolutely everything. I have no idea if there's a brand name associated with this, but if you guys look them up, they're actually pretty easy to find, and it's just a nice way to keep a giant hole of a bag organized. And then last but not least, here is the interior of the bag. It's just a giant hole. I love the little pockets on the sides and the front of the bag. So it has a big zip here, a big zip in the back, as well as 2 pockets in here. And I love the interior cloth and the lining. And then I just love how beautiful the raffia is. It also has buttons on the side that can be opened if you want to expand the bag as well. So perfect little beach bag and summer bag, which is why she's been hanging out with me all day today. And the outfit that I decided to pair this with is actually this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous maxi blue dress. I absolutely love her. And I have on my little white crop jacket. And I also decided to wear this with my white wedge heels, which was just so cute. So I realize none of what just happened in the past 9 minutes, 13, 14 minutes of this video had anything to do with reading except for this last part. But basically, I just wanted to share because I love a good what's in your bag video. And I just feel like it helps you get to know me a little bit better too. So now that we're done being nosy, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you for sticking around for this very eclectic collection of information that was shared in this video, which is unboxing and Barnes & Noble's haul and what's in my bag combined. But I just felt really chatty today, so that's why I decided to do this video. If you guys made it this far, honestly, props to you. Thanks for being here. I really, really appreciate it. Again, if you're new here, my name is Jaya. I put out videos every Wednesday and Sunday, primarily on bookish related content with a little smattering of randomness here and there. Most of the time, it's going to be a combination of reviews, book hauls, bookish experiences, things like that. And then every once in a while, we'll have travel related things, activities that happen during special events, food, that type of thing. but for the most part, bookish related content. So if that sounds like it's your vibe, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell. For those of you that are returning, thank you so much for being here. It means the absolute world to me, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video, as well as we continue to talk about all things books here on this channel and continue to grow this community. To everyone who watched this video, leave your comments below. I love to know which of these books sound inspiring to you. If looking at the owlcrate unboxing made you think maybe I'll be interested in a dark like academia box myself for a subscription plan. I am not quite there yet, but I definitely see myself picking and choosing boxes that I may enjoy from owlcrate. I can honestly say they're one of my favorite companies that I ever stumbled across in terms of bookish related content. And then if you guys have any other dark academia books that I need to add to my TBR, let me know, because truly, this is my favorite genre. That being said, thank you so much for hanging out with me wherever you are, whether it's morning, evening, or night. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day, and that all of your loved ones are safe and with you in spirit and in person. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.